Welcome back to Drafting with Mark, and in this one we're going to do a 3D part using Inventor. Now I have created this in AutoCAD, so I'll make sure I link that one up here in the card at the top right. And if you want to take a look at that one, or just kind of comparing how I did this in AutoCAD, you can go ahead and take a look at that video. But in this one we're going to do a 3D sweep, so if that's something that you're interested in, we're going to do that as well. And we're going to have to put some bends, which are known as fillets, but we're going to call them bins because that's the way the 3D sketch is going to deal with it. All right, so let's jump over to Inventor and get started with this one. So here in Inventor, I'm just going to click the new icon, and that's going to bring me open the dialog box. Now this part is going to be created in inches, okay? So I'm going to use the regular English, and I'm using the English US version. So I'm going to use the English, the standard, and I'm just going to double click here. And we got to give Inventor a little bit of time just to load up. So once it's loaded up, we'll get started. And once it's ready to go, we're just going to go ahead and do a regular start on this, right? Except we're not going to use a 2D one. We're going to select in the drop down here, and we're going to choose the Start 3D Sketch. Okay, so I'm going to go here. And now, unlike the 2D sketch, it doesn't ask you for a plane right off the bat. But what I like to do is I'll just start with a regular line, and it's going to ask me kind of which orientation or things of that nature that I want to put this in. So one of the first things I do is I kind of orient my screen to see which way I'm going to do this in. So I'm going to click on this top right corner of my view cube here. And then when I'm clicking on the sketch command, it's going to give me these boxes. And then this way I can see each of these planes. Now each of these colors, if you're looking at them, they correlate to what's happening on your UCS down here in the corner. So if I want to stay on the Z-axis, this blue one is the Z-axis. Red is going to be the X-axis, and green is the Y-axis. This also is beneficial that if I want to lock certain things, and that in my constraints here, if I want to keep things on the Z-axis, I can draw lines and make them parallel to the Z-axis just by knowing which direction I want it. Alright, so I'm just going to draw a line, and I'm going to tell it here's another one of those direct things that you can do. I can either stand on this one for a little bit, and I'm just tracking off of it, and then when I click my first point, I can kind of track off of this, right? But what I'm going to do is that I have to kind of define which plane I want to be on. So I can either select this plane or this plane, because both of those planes include this Z-axis. So I want this part to go this way. If you don't want to do that, and I just go ahead and create it one line here, I can always come back and tell it to constrain it and make it parallel to the Z-axis, right? Another thing I like to do is always on my first point is I like to define where my 0, 0 is, because that's going to become important when I do this sweep. So let's go ahead and put a dimension on this, and then we'll make it move to where we need it to go. So let's put the first dimension, click here, I'll place the dimension, and that number is 5. Next, I'm going to use a coincidence constraint. I'm going to go coincidence, I'm going to select this endpoint, and then I'm going to go to my browser here, I will expand the origin, and then I'm going to select center point. Alright? So what I did now is I locked this to the center point, meaning that my shape now should not be able to be moved, right? If you want to take a look at where exactly that center point location is, you can see here at the XY plane and the XZ, and where all of those kind of intersect, that's going to be where my 0, 0, or my origin or center point likes to reside at. All right, let's kind of continue with this. Let's go and create another line. So you can essentially kind of create these lines how you want them. And I'm going to do these 3 here, and then I'll come back and I'll make the other ones a little bit more exact. So if I just free sketch these, I know that I want the second line to be parallel to the X-axis. I can choose X-axis parallel here, and I can select this line, and that'll lock it on that one. Likewise, if I go Y-axis parallel, and I can select that line there. All right. So I'm just going to put a few dimensions on this. I'm going to go a dimension here. This is 6. And then I'll put a dimension here, which is going to be 7. All right, let's kind of move this over a little bit. Now, what we have here is we have something where we have an angle. This is one of the more difficult things to create using Inventor, and I will tell you that kind of going into it. So I'm going to draw a line, and this time, instead of just kind of freehand sketching them, I'm going to select on this endpoint, and I want to keep it on this plane here. So I'm just going to use this plane. Let's see, I think I may have came off of it when I panned it up. Let me go right back to that. Let's go back to the line command. I'll select this endpoint, and then I'm going to use this plane. So I'll select that plane, and now you see that I get the red and the green axis. These are the only two axes that will be affected by this. Right, so now I can track along here. I'm going to left click here. I'm going to come down this direction. I'm going to do a left click, and then I'm going to go back to the original origin that I started this at. Right? So by me selecting the plane, it's going to keep it on that face here. All right? Now I'm going to go ahead and put a dimension. And I'm going to go a dimension on this line here. It's going to be 8. I'll put a dimension on this one. Since the overall height from here going all the way down is going to be 10, we can do the simple math and just make this 3. And now we have our line that's sitting at an angle. So that's the line that I need, right? So what I can do with these other two lines is I can just go ahead and make them construction lines, right? So I can select that one, hold down the control button and select the top one, do a right click, and then make it a construction line. All right, so remember that we can either define this on a plane or we can define it by the x-axis, y-axis, or z-axis. And we also have these at the bottom. So these are exactly like doing what I just did by pre-selecting the plane. Okay, let's go ahead and draw a line. And we're going to start right back at this endpoint. And we're going to go up in this direction, right? So I want to include the green axis, and I know eventually that I'm going to fall out along the x-axis. So therefore, I'm going to select this plane again. And once I select that plane, I'll come up this direction, and then I'll go this direction. All right, let's go ahead and put some more dimensions on. I'm going to go a dimension on this line, and this overall height here has to be 10. And then I have a dimension on this line, and this is 5. All right, so now all of my points are defined here. Now, instead of doing a fillet command, what we usually do, this is a 3D sketch, so the fillet command is really a 2D command. In 3D, we're going to use a bend. So I'm going to go to bend. I'm going to specify the radius by selecting 1. Then I'm going to click these inner endpoints here to make my bend, or my lines or things of that nature, just to make the bend on them. And I'm just going to kind of follow that around. The one I want you to be careful on is here. So I've got to make sure I select this line here and this one, because it will let you select that construction line. And likewise here. So I'm going to select this line somewhere along here, and then I'm going to select this line here. I'll go here to here. All right, so there's all my bends. Once I'm done with this, let's go ahead and finish sketch. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to create our object, or our closed profile that we're going to sweep. But we're going to put that right here on the XY plane. So that's why it was super important that I defined where that center point is at. Sweeps work really well when you have one of the points intersecting with one of the points on the line. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and draw a 2D sketch on the XY plane. Since it's already been pre-selected, I'm just going to kind of rotate this to the side just a little bit, because I have a lot of lines kind of going on there. I'm going to take a look right here at this point, and this is where my center point is lying at. Just going to draw a circle. I'm going to click this green dot here. The diameter of my circle is 1.25. Enter, and then close it. Now I can go ahead and create the other circle that's on the inside of that, but I'm just going to use the shell command, because the shell, it's going to work a little bit better. And there'll be some other examples where I'll use the shell command, and where we have a little bit more control over leaving things either closed on one end or things along that line. Okay. So now that I'm done with this, let's go ahead and choose a sweep. And what it's going to look for automatically is the closed profile. So you see that this is highlighted. Next thing it's asking me for is the path, right? So I'm going to select this path here, and Inventor should be able to pick that path up, and it should create this 3D sketch for me and this 3D sweep. Once I hit OK, it should follow along, and you should have your part created. One other thing I'm going to do, which is the last part of this, is I'm going to use the shell command. So I'm going to go to shell. By default, it's going to automatically assume that I want to do this solid. I'm going to adjust the thickness here. So I'm going to change the thickness to 0.125. And then I'm going to select the faces that I want removed. Right now, it's just hollow on the inside. When I select this face, it's going to open that up. And I'm going to zoom into this face just to show you what happens. So you can see that that's hollowed on the inside. Once I select this face, it's going to open it up, and now you can see that it is a pipe now. Once I hit the OK button, should be finished with it. Let's go ahead and take a zoom out and take a look at it. And that should be all of it. So that's kind of how you do a 3D sketch here in an Inventor. So be careful. Make sure you understand where your UCS and what lines that you're trying to create. And I guess the other true important takeaway is always know what your UCS is. So know the orientation of it. Always define a start point or a center point. So if you connect one of those to it, you shouldn't have any problems. All right. So I want to thank you for watching this video. And if you enjoyed this, go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave me a comment if you like seeing videos like this. All right. And until the next one.